Hello Nebraska, Todd Watson running for U.S. Senate. Wanted to take to the video phone today and record a little piece on my views on the military. In particular, I want to start back at the Constitution and the calls of this position and the duties we're required to execute. So, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 12 and 13. To raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years, and then to provide and maintain a navy. So looking back at the constitutional roots, a navy was to be permanently established and operational. However, they were scared of armies being raised for more than 2 years based on the role of armies responding to kings, dictators, leaders. And I think we've all evolved and we know we need a strong military force to provide for the common defense as called for by our Constitution. However, every Republican administration since I've been alive provided common defense has taken that to offense. And I do not believe in 10-year occupations to create democracies. I don't think they work. I think we need to have a more limited scope of what engagements we are willing to commit to, especially with ground forces. Now, I am in full support of these strikes against terrorist organizations. However, I am against trying to occupy countries again for 10 years. Going back to the Constitution, I like the fact that it cites appropriation of money shall not be longer than 2 years. The appropriations of money for these branches belongs in the halls of Congress. We need to take away from the executive branch and the abuses being used of engaging and declaring war, they call it something else, but we end up being there 10 years, of our military. Furthermore, I am disgusted by the inadequate supplies we have provided individuals on the front line fighting terror. Instead, we still continue to allocate money to big war machines that provide deterrence to other countries, but yet inadequately supply those on the front lines. That has to change. We need to understand war is becoming more about technology. And we need to upgrade our technology to make sure we can execute our constitutional duty of providing the common defense. 3, I've been a strong proponent fighting for these veterans. If they're willing to place their life on the line to fight for this country, we need to medically take care of them. With that being said, we need to reduce our medical exposure by engaging in less wars. I believe if the just cause is there, which is provided by common defense, our military will execute the mission. However, we're occupying too many lands across this country. My other constitutional job is to ensure the domestic tranquility. We need to take on the debate, is oil in our national interest as was established under Carter and other administrations. I believe we need to get out of the foreign oil business. We have plenty of domestic supplies that need to be harvested. We need to tap new lands. But bottom line, my energy policy is about national security. Pat Buchanan always said, occupying foreign lands for the sake of these oils, just occupying the lands is causing terrorism against our own nation. I would agree partly with that statement. And we need to take a fundamental look, which is looking at bases all around the world and debate closures. And the Republicans will not support that. And I believe we just need to have the conversation. Do we need to be in this country? Is our primary interest from being there just oil? Because I think it's causing more harm. Again, domestic tranquility. We need to stop the terrorism. Domestic tranquility. More moms and dads home with their family instead of stationed overseas for the sake of protecting oil. That's going to increase our domestic tranquility. And I would argue the cost of terrorism to our country is incredibly high. The cost of our military to protect this oil is very high. The cost of our military to protect the shipping lanes of this oil is very high. If we put that cost in foreign oil, it would be much higher than some of the alternative sources we have available to us at home. So again, I think our military, we need to have the conversation is what role does foreign oil have in our national interest? But bottom line, again, coming back to Congress for appropriations for these groups every 2 years is important to make sure that we're responding to the civilians. The military I listen to is disgusted with the supplies on the front line. That has to be changed. The military I talk to questions the viability of some of these programs we're still creating, and it's for the sake of jobs for these politicians, politics for these politicians, and that has to stop. We need to focus on what's in the efficient military purchases for the common defense as called for by the Constitution in this country. So those are some of my views on the military. Feel free to write me and ask me others, but I appreciate what every individual in our armed service has done, what every veteran has done, and I won't turn my back on you. And I look forward to meeting you across this state as we approach the November elections. Have a good day.